right, cool.
I personally love it, but I can understand why people don't.
I don't. It's like liquid salt. How do you hate it?
It's bad. Not everyone loves salt in
It's
that
got a little
amount
bit
of
of the
quantity.
umami. It's got a little bit of
Alright,
the
guys,
umami
we
in
are
it.
recording. We have been recording for the past 20 seconds. So.
Wow, 20 whole seconds.
Yeah, they heard us talk about soy sauce in an Infinity Train
Let's
review.
continue our riveting soy conversation.
Soy.
So, we have Wyatt
Ass.
here. Isn't that awesome, guys? And we also have Sam over here. He's yin and I'm yang. I hope that's correct.
Mayonnaise man and...
Barnacle
Soy boy.
yeah. So... We're talking about... So this is the first part of our Infinity Train review
because
series.
it is going to be renewed.
It is being renewed. It is going to be renewed. There is going to be 4 more books and a movie.
Yeah. We'll fight for it.
It's set in stone. Set in stone.
It's obviously gonna happen.
So, book one. Book one, it was like Gravity Falls meets Adventure Time meets whatever else. It was really good. It was a nice introduction to the world, to the environment, to the story, to some of the characters, like Amelia and Samantha the cat, you know? Just like bing, boom, bong.
I feel like we should say the first episode kind of sucked. Everything else was great, but the first episode.
The first episode. It was
episode
good. She was a little. She was
okay.
coding, and then she thought a gold or whatever they're called.
Yeah,
It tried to put emotional attachment in characters that we had barely known.
Well, I don't.
It did a good job of like setting up like intrigue and like, oh, how'd they get to this? You know, what's this gonna be like? You know, I like it.
It did a good job of setting things up, but it just tried to do too much too fast.
Oh, they weren't given too much time. Like each episode is supposed to be like 2 episodes. It's supposed to be like 1 episode, but they had to be split up in production.
I just think that's stupid in general.
Yeah.
But the first book. What do you have to say about it, Ryan?
Okay, I'm trying to remember like all the details because when I think about it, like the books start melding together in my head and how they connect to one another.
Book 1 was Tulip, Atticus, and 1-1 doing their thing.
Yeah, I know, but I'm trying to remember like all the details of it, of what I did and didn't like. I did start really liking it towards the end, but throughout the beginning, I just could not get attached to these characters except 1-1. But everyone loves 1-1.
Yeah, 1-1 from Portal 2.
Yeah, but the point is, like, I couldn't get attached to any of the characters other than 1-1 until I had already known them for like 4 episodes.
Bruh. Okay, sure.
That's some not based speak. Someone has committed wrong thought.
I thought book 1 was a good. All right. I thought book 1 was a very good.
Opinions are not allowed on this channel.
Sam, I let you speak. Shut the fuck up. Cool. All right.
No, I'm joking, James.
No,
I'm trying to make it interesting.
There's no jokes here. There's no jokes here.
No jokes, no opinions.
No jokes, no opinions, only facts.
Just reviews.
The fact that you're talking like that while you look like the monstrosities you two are.
Dude, can you see oh, whoa, my shirt!
Oh my god!
That's awesome! Whoa!
We kind of look like print on like a shirt that got like faded in the wash.
I kind of look like a pencil sketch, like some of the outlines like on my shoulders and shit.
No,
we look like we're from the Take On Me music video.
No, you're the eraser that kids play with their pencil.
Alright, anyway, book 1 was really good. I liked it a lot. I felt attached to Tulip because
we're gonna do a tier list for all the books later.
I also went through a divorce with my parents and stuff like that, and
Same. I also you didn't divorce your parents. That's what you make it sound like.
What is he waving around?
don't know. It was like his hand or something. He was just like,
Oh, your
Anyway,
hand is horrifying.
When Atticus, I should preface this by there's going to be spoilers. When Atticus dies, it's I thought that was really sad, even though obviously he came back towards the end. There's the stakes weren't too far up, but I will say they did an incredible job with that one scene where the steward was going around the funhouse with like the little just touch of like something moving in the background.
yeah,
I
the
thought that was
foreshadowing.
really cool. Yeah.
Oh yeah, like the tentacles you could see through the funhouse
I
windows
wanna-
they did.
Mhm.
That is a very nice touch.
Yeah.
I want to go to the Funhouse car, dude. I would love that.
Yeah. All right. So book 2, Sam, you give your thoughts, and then Ryan, and then me.
Book 2 is probably one of my favorite books. This is when Infinity Train went from just being like an okay show to like really good in my opinion. They got the voice of Akechi and Spider-Man and a bunch of other things. Robbie Damon, to be this character Jesse who almost killed his brother, but he didn't, and it was really cool. And then there was not Mirror Tulip Lake because she's a running water, and then there was like the cops that were after her. There was Mace and Steve or whatever. Steve, I think his name is.
I don't know if they ever actually gave his name. I don't remember.
Everyone calls him like Steve.
Oh yeah,
That's what I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Samantha the cat showed back up at like towards the end, and it set up season 3 with the Apex Legends, and yeah, it was wow, it was good. And
they
then I
also
was really
kill
rooting-
someone, like bloody kill someone. I mean, it wasn't blood. But
Yeah,
it,
the
it
cops.
Was, it might as well be.
It like
That
it
was
goobed.
insane. And they also blew.
Yeah.
They blew up the other guy.
Yeah,
And then Alan
And
Dracula,
Alan Dracula
went to
did.
space.
Alan Dracula
we
was
also
the best
learned a lot
character.
about how the train works in that book.
Yeah,
Really good. All right, Ryan.
not as much as we'd learn about in like season 4, but yeah.
Actually, no,
on the-
I think we
I'll
learned
get
more.
to
Anyway.
I'll get to season 2 in just a second, but on the topic of Samantha or whatever, the cat,
Mm-hmm.
I think she is an amazing character from
She-
episode 1. She does an incredible job of setting up the setting, the territory, the functions of the world.
Yeah.
She is incredible.
She's French too.
She's probably my favorite character. One of my favorite characters in the show.
Yeah, they did an amazing job on her from giving her the, as Sam said, the French accent to differentiate her from everyone else.
I was kind of sad
Differentiate.
that she didn't have
Yeah,
a
I
bigger
can't speak.
role in book 4, but like obviously I understand why.
I doubt they'll ever do it, but I would love a book dedicated to just her.
I don't know.
Well, I want to know why Simon got. Well, we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
2 though. I did really like the Chrome girl. Like, she was obviously the main character of that.
Yeah.
The other guy was cool too, but it was her story at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And it was
Jesse was like teammates, friends.
Alan Dracula was
To
the best
hell
part of the
with
whole
all that.
season. He was
Alan
amazing.
Dracula.
Yeah.
I knew he was gonna do something stupid, but he still managed to surprise me every time he did it.
Yeah. Really.
I liked when they gave him when he had a parasite and he was like
Oh yeah.
freaking out.
Yeah.
But back to the Chrome girl. I think that was an amazing idea to give the Chrome girl the existential crisis of reflective destiny.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
All right. My
If
turn.
my camera seems
turn.
kind of erratic right now, it's because
It's
I mean,
because
it probably
Sam's
seemed that way
dumb.
from the beginning. No, it's because I'm charging my phone because it's
I'm
almost
sure,
dead.
I'm
So
sure. Yeah.
I mean, you look
excuses.
like a creepy pasta anyway, so.
Alright, so guys,
I saw
But
this
I
at
thought
3
book
a.m.
two-
when I plugged in
Book
Sonic
2 has to be
06.
either my favorite book or my second favorite. Because book 3 is probably my favorite book out of all of them. But, like, oh my. This is when I was like, I couldn't stop talking about the show. And they already announced, like, book 3 by the time that I watched it. So, like, I was pumped. I could not wait for it to come out. And, like, we learned so much about the train, how people get on the train, how like memories are recorded, why the tapes that Samantha had in book 1 even existed in the first place. There's so much that you actually learned from book 2.
I like how the Apex were like kind of set up in book 1 because on Amelia's computer they were
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Yeah. And then they slowly get introduced and wow. I mean like I almost cried when Jesse went away from Lake, but then later they come back on the train because his issue is that she was still on the train. So then it sends
And the
one
brother
man
was
to,
like, "The Chrome Girl is real."
yeah. Well, no, because
Did-
1-1 like has a crisis. He's like, what?
He was
We can't
literally
do this.
computer error, rerun, computer error, rerun,
and,
computer error.
and then the last mirror cop was like, you know, I could just kill her. I mean, that would literally solve all your problems, like right now. And he's like, oh yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah.
You know, that is true.
I mean, yeah, it's not wrong. He was not wrong. I mean, like, that would have solved it, but you know. But yeah, all right. Along to book 3, Sam.
3, the best book.
Really?
There was Sephiroth and Amber from Invincible, and they had their little escapades. Then they found little Turtle Girl, but they didn't know it was Turtle Girl, so they liked her. And then Grape Ape, and then Grape Ape got killed by Sephiroth.
Really?
And then
Really, you just butchered their names, dude.
I feel like this is just
I'm
Tuba?
one of
giving
those-
Tuba.
I'm giving a plot synopsis, dude. I know their names. It's Simon,
yeah, but your
Tuba,
plot synopsis.
Tuba,
And Hazel.
Grace,
Hazel.
and Hazel.
Yes.
Hazel
names
these
make
nuts. Um.
Woo!
So
Even
yeah,
with
it was
the
a really good
Blackmore
season.
Chief, I can see
There's
that-
a lot of
Yeah.
there's a lot of cool stuff that happened. There was
We saw Grace
Deaths.
come to terms with, like, you know, not being an asshole and all
yeah.
that. And we
And,
also
we saw
Amelia come
Simon
back.
not come to terms with being an asshole. And we found out that
Dude,
Simon
his
and
character-
Samantha the cat used to be a thing, and then they weren't a thing.
His character was so good. His character was probably the best
Yeah.
written character in the whole show, to be honest.
Had a lot of numbers at the end, and then he exploded, or he melted, and then the gold exploded.
Yeah. Which is by far my favorite part is when he's like laughing and like crying at the same time
Now,
and going insane.
I want to know how he got put on the train. Like, what did he do? Because, like, I think he killed someone, to be honest, or like an
No,
animal or
no,
something. He
was
killed like a
child.
dog.
Because he was innocent in the beginning. I want to know what happened to the one girl in book 2 that killed her lizard
Actually,
or
no,
whatever.
no. Sam brings up a really good point. I don't think he killed anyone, but I believe he
Yeah.
witnessed the death, maybe even one of his parental figures, and that goes into his abandonment issues.
Maybe.
Maybe.
But like, I really want to know what happened to the girl that killed her lizard in book 2 that
My
you see for like a
God.
split second.
Yeah.
They make an entire book.
I want to know.
A new
though.
lizard.
They kind of set that up for like a future book, but then never did anything with it.
I could see her being a side character in a future book.
I don't see her being a character at all. I think that was just to set up like the kind of frivolous reasons that people can be put on the train and get a number,
impossible,
and like
impossible.
further like Lake's frustration at not being able to like get a number.
I mean,
that
yeah,
one
you're
for such
probably
a good
right,
dumb
but like, I
reason.
still want to know.
Yeah, I mean, I very seriously doubt.
I
there'll
want to
be
know what
anything.
happened to the lunch lady.
Yeah.
the beginning, who
Yeah.
turned out later to be Jesse's lunch lady. I wish they met and they had like an epic like battle.
The way Sam did the synopsis, it just reminded me of history of season 3, I guess.
All right. What are your thoughts, Ryan?
All right, hold up. I gotta think this through now. History of season 3, I guess. Boy, girl, that with very slight romantic tension, go in car, beat the holy shit out of innocent people. Numbers go up. Woo. Boy, girl gets separated from a bunch of misfit kids. They get thrown like 20 cars away, where they meet Gorilla and Turtle Girl that they do not know is Turtle. Continue through car, angsty boy kill Gorilla. I can't do that anymore. Okay, seriously though. I did love Tuba.
Yeah. Dude, even though they foreshadowed it a couple times that she's going to die,
Oh, it
still
was
really
so
sad.
obvious, but it still hit.
Yeah. And that like
It
furthers
was like, I
my
know neither of you have
frustration.
watched it, but Your Line April, it basically tells you how it's gonna end, like on episode 5.
Yeah.
But it still hits. In fact, it hits you even harder because you know how it's gonna end.
Yeah. Well, it's just like it also furthered my frustration with Simon as a character, but also that's also why I love him as a character. It's so good.
How
Yeah.
long are you just gonna hold your face up to the
So
camera?
like book three, book 3 to me, like I've basically said some of like most of my points while you guys were talking, but you know, what?
Watch it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Watch it.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Alright, anyway, back to my recording session that got interrupted.
Yeah, after that jump cut, you see James got stabbed. It's been 3 weeks since the last recording.
Yeah, I died, and then came back to life, so, yeah.
No longer with us.
So,
Why is your face so close to this?
book 3, pretty good,
Don't worry about it.
The song that they sing when they're you know, having their little funeral time for Tuba made me cry the second time I watched it.
Wish that we
Actually, it was the
I really
third
wish
time
that
I
we
watched
got
it.
Hazel and Amelia this season.
Yeah, I mean, we did get that image for it, which is pretty cool. So
Young
it might get-
Amelia. How would young Amelia know?
Anyway,
Terminate closure.
book 4. All right, go for it, Sam. Go for it.
Train to nowhere. Train to nowhere. They're on a train, and get this, they're going nowhere.
How we were going to
There's
Subway.
2 Asian guys from Canada, and they're on the train, and they discover that they are not that good friends to each other sometimes, and they learn to fix their issues by being on the train, and they have Eileen the Bell. And yeah, it was good. It's actually really good. I don't know why I'm like struggling. They like
These are the next time we do one of these
It's
reviews,
really
videos, we need to
relatable, really
actually
relatable,
have
really,
time
really
to
fun, really
collect
nice,
our
really
thoughts
cool.
before we go in.
They did a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, I agree with you, Ryan.
With this season. It's just I kind of wish that this wasn't the. I just kind of wish that this wasn't the one they ended on. Like I wish that like they ended on the Amelia season.
Yeah. So we at least have some closure to what's
Okay.
happening.
And the song at the end's really good.
All
And I wish
of
there's
the
a full
little,
version
like,
and not
songs-
just someone looping it for 3 minutes. That's not a full version. You dip.
Dude, I wish we had a full version of that, and I also wish we just had
Yeah.
the soundtrack in general, because when they're like playing the shit in the bathroom was really good too. I love the little melody that they had. Pretty good. Ryan, what do you think about it?
That's a complex one because it felt like nothing was ever happening, but at the same time, there was so much happening. Because it maintained like a really slow pace that almost made it feel
Yeah.
like you were never getting anywhere. But when it did decide to pick up, it would go fast.
Yeah.
Next time we do a review, we'll do like actual review. We'll like write our scripts and take in and take out certain parts of it depending on what the other people say.
Bruh, you're trying to say that this is not good? This is not a professional atmosphere?
This is a garbage fire at
I
best.
have no idea what you're talking about. This is the best review we've ever filmed. Best, most concise review. Anyway,
The sad part is I believe that.
I think book 4 was like on par with book 1. Like it really it wasn't really anything special in like grand scheme of things to that whole show, but it was a nice break for what they had planned next. We do have some details on what that is. Obviously,
Yeah,
if you want to know, go to Owen's Twitter and look through
the
it.
only bad thing I would say about it is I don't know why I got more interested in the character. I can't remember his name, but like the character that left years ago.
Yeah,
That like
dude,
he
I
was
love
there
his character design way
because the
more.
car crash and he killed his mom and sister.
Yeah.
That interests me 10 times more
Mm.
than like anything that happened in that season. I'm more curious about that.
Yeah. Dude. Alright, so. Alright, Sam, you rate books 1 through 4 first, and then Ryan will, and then I will.
Hey, definitely a 9.6.
9.6. Alright, Ryan, what do you say?
All right, you guys aren't gonna like this. Okay, book 1, I'd give it
No, well,
between
all
6 and,
together. All together.
but they're all completely different.
I know, but we're rating like the first half of the show together. Yeah. We'll go into like individual book ratings when we actually do the tier list though.
All right, so all 4 together.
Yeah.
I feel 1 was a little weak. 2 was definitely one of the strong ones.
Yeah.
3 was strong, and then 4 was a little on the weekend. Uh, 7.
All right.
Good, but nothing spectacular.
I feel like this is like the show that I've been keeping up with the most out of everything that's been airing. So I'll probably rate it like a 9.6 as well. I love how this show's just us rating things that we like high on like 1 to 10. But yeah, wow. This was the review. Bye. Bye. Oh.